Hello.
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 I'm coming in. Can y'all hear us good?
Just take down the starting soon screen
Yeah.
because we are starting. It's us, the award adjacent podcasters, Rocket Adrift.
That's right. We are Steam nominated by at least one person.
At least one person.
At least. I
least
mean, it could
one
be
person.
even two or three.
We're not going to say, but at least one person did nominate us for a Steam award.
We know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everyone should be impressed at this point.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether you should be impressed, but I'm impressed. I impressed myself.
Today, as you can probably tell, is going to be a little bit of a more relaxed, loose stream. We're going to just chat with all y'all and answer any questions you guys want to have answered, like about podcast stuff, the game stuff. What you know, we can talk loosely about what Lindsay's working on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm just doing some
yeah,
pixel art portraits for a game right now.
Well, Lindsay does some pixel art portraits. Yeah.
How's everyone's holidays going so far?
Have they started? I guess everyone had, our
Thanksgiving.
American
Thanksgiving.
people had their holiday Thanksgiving. Their holiday Thanksgiving.
What is going on, Titus?
We already had an early one in
Yeah.
Canada. I don't know if everyone knows that.
I feel like any Canadian that knows an American knows by now.
True. We always
We
tell
always
them.
go on and on about it. How it's like a better time for Canadians to have.
Okay. Looks like we might be able to say we at least were nominated by 2 people. Thank you, Kristen Fish. That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah.
We didn't expect that.
Yeah, not at all.
We just saw that,
We're not fishing for
No,
awards
or nominations, but
here.
that's
We're
nice.
we're looking for things. I've noticed a lot of people can say some great stuff about themselves. Like they have all these, things they can add. Oh, our podcast did this, or our game did this, and I just get a little jealous. So
We don't really have
we're
any
trying
of those
something out.
accolades, yeah.
We're
Trying to brag about things that really you shouldn't brag about. Dr. Satan RX says, and it's also the second day of Hanukkah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
We're celebrating.
How's
Yeah, so, hey, hello Christian Fish and Dr. Satan RX. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us.
Thanks
Hey,
for
how's it
joining
going?
Lindsay is working on a character named Fox right now.
We worked from last names first. That way we didn't have any preconceived notions of what kind of character they would be while we were writing them for them.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Aliens approach. Or Alien approach, I guess?
Yeah, I'm not
Alien
sure they
at
did it
first.
for Aliens, but definitely for Alien. Interestingly, Ripley could have been whatever, and then they just decided, oh, we'll give it to Sigourney Weaver.
And that was probably the best decision they could have done because
Oh,
Sigourney
yeah.
Weaver fucking saved the Aliens production from just bombing completely, apparently.
Second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the second one,
Yeah.
yeah. She's great. I can't imagine an Alien that doesn't star her.
Oh yeah. I mean, they exist, but they suck.
I think by the 4th one, it's like they probably could have tried something else. Though she showed up, and it felt kind of like, but you definitely died in the 3rd one. I saw you.
Yeah, I saw you die.
I saw an alien come out of you, and you also fell into like molten hot steel.
Is that what happens in the 3rd one? I've never seen the 3rd one.
Oh, you've never seen the 3rd one? I was trying to get you to watch the 4th one.
Yeah,
and
I don't
you
wanna
hadn't even
watch
seen
that
the 3rd one.
They're both gross. They
Yeah.
get like really gross.
Alien as a franchise has always been kind of gross.
Yeah,
Kinda
but
gross.
it's just I feel like
but it just went
those ones are
overboard in
like,
Resurrections.
I don't know.
I found the 3rd one just was like oppressively depressing.
Yeah.
They're just like on a prison planet, and nothing's good, and everyone's got to shave their head because there's lice everywhere.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's why they shave their head.
That was for some reason like the like clincher for me that made it even worse than just already the bad things. I won't spoil it, I guess. That happened to Ripley at the very beginning. I was like, oh wow, that sucks. Oh wow, that sucks too. And then it's like, and also we got to shave your head because you got lice. And it's like, well, now it's okay.
Yeah, that's
Throw it
the
out.
final
That
straw.
was too much. Hello, MC.
And CC.
And CC.
And Zed. Say Zed.
And Zed, hello.
There was a question from MC. What art program are you using? This is Asprite or Asprite? We don't really know.
I think it's
pronounced A-Sprite.
A-Sprite. Yeah.
Really? So it's like the opposite. It's not a Sprite.
It's like specific. Yeah. It's
The anti-Sprite.
The anti-Sprite.
It's
program.
Specifically made for pixel art and pixel animation. So
Yeah.
it makes it like it's one function, and so it's really good at.
It's really
That
like
thing.
easy to like. It doesn't take up a lot of RAM or CPU to run too, so it's really nice
Yeah.
and quick and responsive. I like that.
If you're doing pixel art, you can use Photoshop, and there are
Yeah.
some good free programs too. This is probably the best program for it though too, because what I find, I used to do it in Photoshop, is that you have to sort of change your general settings.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you go to like do something else, if you're using Photoshop for other things, then that whole like what's it called, find hardest edges.
It's like nearest neighbor.
yeah, nearest neighbor. It
Yeah.
kind of screws up everything else.
You have to really remember to toggle that off when you want to do normal stuff in Photoshop.
Was the third one the one where she got pregnant with an alien? In the normal way that people get pregnant with aliens.
Yeah.
But the
face
fourth
hugger
one is
way.
the one where she gets actually pregnant with an alien.
Yeah. She's like a mama.
She's like, and she gives birth to like a half alien, half human.
Yeah.
And it's the grossest thing you've ever seen.
It's rough.
Isn't that Prometheus too, though?
I guess
It's also
kind of like a-
Prometheus,
Yeah,
yeah,
can't
but
get over
she's
that.
not in Prometheus.
No.
So
Also going back a little bit in chat, Dr. Satanarek says, got done work about 40 minutes ago and about to enjoy my afternoon.
Nice.
that's a good
Nice.
feeling.
Christian Fish says, keeping up with you guys, keeping you guys captive for company. Well, I should not read these. Well, I'm still at work. Lol.
Oh yeah. There's also
to
Photoshop
keep you
and
company.
Oh, okay. Photoshop and Illustrator are both weird for pixel art. We all can't stand Illustrator.
No,
I've
I
never been able to use that
fucking hate
program.
Illustrator.
It kind of comes from, maybe I think we all went to the same art college, and we had a man who was, I think he had a good teacher in him, and in a different course he could have taught us a lot. Like, he had a lot to teach, but he was not a competent teacher of the program Illustrator.
No, they had him. We had him like for one of the first semesters for Illustrator course, and it was rough.
Yeah.
I feel like all I took away from that was that I'm never using Illustrator again.
It's like, I don't know. Like,
Oh, it wasn't just Illustrator either, right? It was InDesign too. We had to learn how to use InDesign to like make our own books.
yeah,
like,
it's definitely. I
We
like,
learned what saddle up and like cross stitch binding was, and like the different kinds of
right. You don't do that
books.
in InDesign though, do you?
Yeah, you do. It has that. I remember specifically.
I guess
being
so,
very
because like
confused
things
by
will
it.
have to be. You'll have to section
The way
the,
it- yeah, it
the pages
sections it,
differently for
exactly.
those stitches.
Yeah. Ugh, it was the worst. I don't want to make this stream about our shitty college experience though.
Yeah, we'll get back to Alien. Dunking
Yeah.
on Alien.
Yeah, someone who was it that was saying the cinematography.
And
Oh, that's
design in
CC,
Alien
the
still holds up better than most movies today. I completely agree. Like,
Yeah.
that movie, the ship of the alien, and also LV-426, the planet, and when you see, I guess, what I remember being called the space jockeys, but I guess are now called like the engineers, thanks to Prometheus.
Right, yeah.
Right.
They were. It just looks incredible. You know, that combination of like the matte painting and the practical sets. It really holds up in a way that like a lot of movies don't, with those same kind of effects.
Like literally the second one doesn't hold up as well as the first one.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Weirdly.
Because like they went a little bit. The first one is really restrained in a lot of ways. And I think also it's just about maybe they changed like what do you call it, like set designers and cinematographers and special effects people, because like it just, the first one, when I went back to rewatch them, I was shocked at how well it holds up.
One of the major things that the second one did was they didn't bring back H.R. Giger
Right.
as the artist, and they actually, in the original cut of the movie that was in theaters, they didn't even credit him.
Wow.
He had to fight.
Well,
for
that's
that.
probably why he didn't return.
No, he desperately wanted to be in, like, working on that movie, but they said they wanted to go into a different direction, and they didn't bring him back. And the xenomorph definitely changed from the first to the second one, but
Trash bag alien queen.
I still think the second one is a good movie. It's like an action movie, which I like a little less than like a straight horror kind of movie. But you definitely got that feeling now when I watch it that I'm like, this is definitely a set, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a little less.
It's built by a bunch of disgruntled UK production team.
Well, so is the
members.
first one, and so is Blade Runner,
Yeah.
and those movies still hold up really great.
MC is asking, tried any of the affinity programs?
I don't know what those are. I'm gonna
Never
Google
heard of
that.
it,
Yeah.
We made a whole our last devlog, not our last devlog, but the one before, from the week before, we made a whole thing about the tools we use. If you were interested, I posted it on the Discord devlog channel.
Very in depth. Seems to do a great
Yeah, so we do mention, like, this is our primary pixel art tool. Photoshop and Clip Art Studio are our primary drawing and painting
job. Clip
programs.
Studio Paint.
Clip Studio
I always
Paint.
call it
Formerly,
clip art, and it's like, that's not right.
Formerly Manga Studio.
Yeah, formerly Manga Studio.
Yeah.
I use that. I mean, I did all the backgrounds for Raptor Boyfriend in Clip Studio Paint, and it has a great like perspective ruler tool, where if you set up the perspective with those rulers, you lock your pen or your pencil to those rulers, it will just allow you to just draw perfectly in perspective lines.
Yeah.
And that really helped a lot to get that down, and
For the
it could be
Raptor
more loose in
Boyfriend
other
backgrounds.
places, but yeah, it was great. So I definitely recommend, if you're into background illustration or any illustration, just giving Clip Studio Paint a try, because it's cheaper than Photoshop. You can buy it just a one-time purchase, and it's really good for drawing.
Unfortunately, I find that no matter how many, like, I use a lot of different drawing programs. Like, I try not to draw in Photoshop, but no matter what, it seems like you always still need to have Photoshop to do, because it is kind of the best way of just doing those like edits, you know,
Quick design
stuff.
Just like some like graphic design stuff, like
That's why everyone uses it for
thumbnails and
memes.
I'm looking at this Affinity stuff, and it looks like they have sort of like an Illustrator program and a Photoshop program, and I don't know if this is American or Canadian, but it's roughly like $37.99. So that's
that
very
monthly, or is that
tempting.
just like
Pretty
the whole
good.
pack?
I think that's
Just
just it. Like, you just buy it, which is wild. I love that idea, because I don't live in a world where I can just buy my programs anymore. I'm
know.
just paying for them monthly.
That's definitely a ding against any software, is like, is it cloud-based or is it one-time purchase?
Yeah, I guess the advantage of cloud-based is that it's like will be updated, so you'll get the latest version.
True.
One of the disadvantages is that it will be updated, so they'll throw a new version at you, and everything's different.
I'm wondering if I should change the eyes to be black instead, or just this red.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm just like...
you're just baffled by that.
Maybe we should buy these. Give them a try.
I haven't re-downloaded Photoshop since I got my new computer, because I haven't really needed it, but there have been a few times where I'm like, damn, I should just download it. So maybe Affinity would be better, yeah.
I'm definitely on the lookout for anything that can get me out of that
Adobe.
just terrible Adobe.
Yeah.
Every time, because I do the yearly thing, so I don't think about it until January when it just hits you right in the gut, and they're like, $600, please, or whatever.
That's the other thing too. I never do yearly subscriptions.
You get the best deal
usually.
though.
Yeah, but
If you
like
give them
I can't be sure I'll have the money at that point.
It's
I'm not like that's how
sometimes
insecure our financial
yeah.
situation is. Like we don't know in a year that we'll have the $100 whatever dollars.
Yeah. MC, if you give it a try, let us know. Well,
Yeah, definitely. Add us in the Discord and tell us what give us your in-depth review, basically.
No pressure.
Yeah, no.
Don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pixel. So far, Asebright's been really nice for pixel art and stuff like that. We're all new to pixel art, fairly new. I dabbled a little bit before, and I think you have too.
Yeah.
Titus. But it's like really nice to make art in lower resolutions like this, because it comes together so much faster. As you can see right now, Lindsay's been only drawing for like what, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
and already
fast.
it's pretty close to like done.
I could
It's
probably
usable
get
at the very least.
Yeah, I could probably get like the first pass of all the portraits done in 2 hours.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's going to
Lindsay's
be.
also really fast.
Lindsay's the fastest artist on the team, easily.
For sure.
Yeah. It's also great when you're making the game because all the assets are very small, so you don't have to worry about space all the time, which is an issue when you're in higher resolution. Especially with 2D art, you'd think that they have like a really good way of showing 2D art, but they don't really.
No, it's all improved for 3D or optimized.
Yeah, no
for 3D
one's
in
optimized.
games.
Yeah, 2D.
There's like a ton of tools. There's actually an interesting Polygon video. Now this is truly just shooting the shit, but like there was an interesting Polygon video where one of them went through, I think it was Pat Gill, went through all those logos you sometimes see at the beginning of AAA studios, AAA games, and you're just like, what is Havoc? What is this? What are they? What is that? And they're just like, it's like a bunch of middleware that like AAA studios use to just solve problems like, I need to get this 4K texture on this rock, and I don't want it to take up 4K of memory or whatever.
Yeah, all my memory.
And so there's just like software that someone's built to just compress that efficiently, that texture efficiently, and then
just like any kind of 4K resolution image you could do.
Yeah,
that with
it. It just like I don't know. I don't understand it because that's not my. I do the music and the pictures. I don't understand
the pictures,
that side of
the background art. You mean?
But it was interesting because like you never think about like how do they achieve some of this like these wild images.
These cutscenes too. There's like there's all these middleware for like making 4K cutscenes in games like Halo and shit. It's interesting.
If anybody in chat has any questions or anything you guys want us to talk about, just let us know too. We're just gonna freeform this one. We'll.
You don't have to be so self-conscious about it. I've been on other streams and people literally don't give a shit what you talk about. As long as we're talking.
I don't know. Skyrim modding is a great example of compressing 3D textures. A lot of time using BC7 compression.
Yeah, gotta get that BC7 in there.
I've been playing Skyrim.
Oh, you have?
Oh, you too. Oh,
yeah.
no.
So I was playing last night.
Spreading.
We got a new 1080p, like, what's this 48-inch monitor for
TV.
like TV?
Yeah, kind of a TV. Yeah.
So I wanted to like test its fidelity with our video games.
So let's load
up a 10-year-old game.
10-plus-year-old game.
Yeah. You guys are playing it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought that ding dang game for every single thing that I own.
Are you
Switch,
playing it on PC right now?
PC.
I am, because I am modding the ever loving shit out of it right now. I've decided that this is how I'm going to get a new experience, just by making it unrecognizable.
Exactly. That's
I
what
wish
we're
if
at.
there were better mods on PS3. PS4,
PS has the worst mods.
I
Yeah.
would do it too because
We have a couple, but they're like, meh, they're pretty lightweight.
It's rough.
Yeah, we put like
We put some cheats to level faster.
and it's still barely
And
like,
it still barely works.
Todd Howard strikes again. You never know
Totally.
when you're gonna need a free hand. says
Yeah.
Todd.
They
Yeah.
should mod him into the game, I think. That
I
would
think
be
so.
great. Todd
Ooh,
Howard
no
NPC.
no one has done that yet.
I'm sure that
Surprise.
I'm looking for that when I get home. The Todd Howard NPC mod.
Just shows up in a random like jail cell or whatever, and then when you talk to him, he just asks, "Are you enjoying the game?" And if you say no, he bricks your system.
He breaks your system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
And when it's bricking, it just says it just works.
Works.
Anyone watched Raised by Wolves on HBO Max? I have.
And we don't
not.
have
I saw
HBO
the,
Max in
I saw
Canada.
the trailer for it. Yeah.
We can't get that
Ridley Scott
service.
directed a few episodes. Wow, that man is everywhere.
How does he have so much energy at
He's
his age?
like 80 years old and
He's
he's
so old.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it,
He's working more now than he did in his like 20s and 30s.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Last time we played, used a perk to overall haul mod and
It was much more fun.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
select inward.
yeah, one of the mods that we're using on the PlayStation is just your magic is like every spell only takes one magicka. So we're just like constantly healing, constantly shooting magic,
Constantly
like
healing,
fireballs
yeah.
and stuff like
Healing
that.
on restoration on one hand, and then just destruction magic on the
It's
other.
made every encounter pretty trivial.
Yeah.
there-
It's fun.
There is a mod for Fallout 4. Looks like Christian Fish is saying to put Todd Howard into the game. I tried modding the ding dang hell out of Fallout 4 to play that. Problem is that it works like garbage on Steam. Like for some
Really?
reason, I was playing it on like my 4K television, and it was at like 640 by 3. I mean, whatever. It was like at the worst possible resolution. You couldn't even read the text, and there was no settings in Steam to change the resolution. And I was looking up on the Steam forums, and everyone had the same problem. Just like,
Wow.
it doesn't work.
It's just like not functional.
Yeah, sorry.
Oops.
Oh,
Sorry. Gotta end the stream. Just
yeah,
joking.
no.
That's fine.
You can't say Fallout 4 with mods? Oh, see, it's like that. And you also have to play Fallout 4, which it's a rough experience for me. I don't know if people liked it, but I didn't like it.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of any of the Fallouts, to be honest.
Really?
I'm not a big.
Nah.
The only Bethesda game I really liked was Oblivion, and I was a foolish child at the time. So
Look at those faces, though. Now, like, can they mod those faces to look human?
I know people enjoy the later games. It's a taste thing for me. It's just like personally, I'm not a huge inventory management person or level.
resource management.
What happens to me every time, and maybe it's my fault, but I blame Todd Howard.
Okay, that's fair.
I end up making a character that it just friggin' makes the game unplayable. Not like I cannot beat anyone. I get to a certain point and I just like the game's broken now because my character sucks so bad or something.
Yeah, like it renders it
actually-
unplayable.
I want to talk about this because I deliberately did that this time when I was playing Skyrim. So here are my skills, right? I put a lot of points into illusion and conjuration, right?
Yeah.
So my whole strategy is to get everyone really mad and then bring a bunch of zombies or dead people to life and then essentially hide in the corner while the situation resolves itself. And also Lydia helps a lot. You know? Sometimes
Lydia's
I have a
always in the
little bit
way.
of restoration, so sometimes I'll like duck out of the whatever corner I'm hiding in and I'll just heal Lydia to get her back in. You know what I mean? I'll just be like, get in there.
Come on.
And give her some courage. Like, Lydia, I need you.
You got this, doll. Come on. Zets is a fellow Oblivion fan. And yes.
I mean, I definitely liked it when I played it, but it's one of those things that going back to, I was like, geez, how did I play this?
I really wonder if if I go back to it, what I'll think. But I remember just sinking hours upon hours into it, even though I got to a point where I was a vampire and couldn't like progress the game anymore. And I couldn't find soul gems for whatever reason were so rare, and I needed like 4 to do some spell to get rid of it. And so it was a disaster, and I couldn't buy anything I'm not going to go into it, but I ended up playing that for hours upon hours and beat the game, beat a ton of the side quests. And then, so I thought I was like all ready to like go into Skyrim and love it. And everyone around me is like, this game's great. It's so good. And I'm like, I can't fucking make it past like, like level like 10.
I just remember like Morrowind had such an interesting world, and then Oblivion was kind of just the regular fantasy world, and that was a little disappointing. And also there's like 60 Oblivion gates. Who has time for that? Just going into those places. They're all the
like
same.
100%ed it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I came even close.
My problem is that I'm that guy in an open world game that I don't understand, like, oh, I can't separate, like, oh, this is the main quest and this is the side quest.
Yeah,
someone will be like, can you do this? And I'll be like, I guess I'm doing this now.
Do it, huh?
Can't let that precious experience go. What if they have stuff? I think it's because I was, like, I'm older, and so I'm used to the idea in a game that if you leave and you don't take that opportunity, it's gone forever. I think I was scarred by Final Fantasy VII missing like some important piece of materia in a cutscene or something, and I never had it.
Yeah, that's the worst. Soft locking yourself by accident.
Yeah.
MC was asking, who is Todd Howard?
Ooh.
And Todd Howard is the head of Bethesda.
The genius.
The genius behind all Bethesda games.
He's the solo game developer behind all this.
I don't know.
No, he didn't make that claim. That was Hideo Kojima who made that claim.
Right.
So.
But also, like CC says, Todd Howard is also the thing that goes bump in the night.
He's a complicated man.
He's a man that loves hands-free gaming for some reason.
Yeah. He also
he
thinks
really
that
talks about so you can use your other hand to do whatever you want.
He's also got this new thing with Fallout 76 where he wants the players to make the fun.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to design fun in the game.
Yeah, you make your own fun now.
Dr. St. RX says Oblivion turned Elder Scrolls into easy mode and took away customization optionals. Well, call me a casual.
A casual? Sure.
Casual. Yeah, no, I know that's like one of the complaints about Oblivion as well. Just come like from people that came from Morrowind especially. Because it did I feel like every Bethesda game has gotten more and more like streamlined, quote unquote, and like less of an RPG and more of like a looter shooter or something.
My favorite thing in Morrowind was that you could make an extremely exquisitely fine hat that everyone would want to wear if you gave it to them, that would slowly suck away their life.
Oh my god.
So you could, like, if you sold it to a merchant, they would put it on, and then if you came back in a couple days, they'd be dead. You could also fly. I mean, like, Morrowind is beautifully kind of broken in that way. You could just do whatever.
And so I never played Morrowind, so like for me, just Oblivion was my entry point. And also I was like deeply into Lord of the Rings at the time, so I was like, and that game so obviously is like trying to be
definitely
take some Lord of the Rings shit and like
and just kind of insert it into the world they made.
Yeah, but it's that thing where it's like it was great at the time. I really enjoyed it.
Not that Oblivion was bad, it just really loved having the ability to customize individual gloves, boots, pants, pauldrons. Yeah, you could put a cape on. I mean, it was great.
That's like overwhelming to me, just make a good one.
Well,
that I can just buy or like steal from someone.
that is a good. Morrowind is overwhelming. I will say.
That's the thing.
And
I'm not the kind of person who like needs everything to be customizable or needs to be specifically challenged. If it's like, give me the easy mode games, I don't care.
Yeah.
I took a long time in Morrowind just because I couldn't find the main city where I had to go to. Like, I kept getting lost.
Yeah.
Someone had to tell me, like, just read the road signs.
It's like the thing that makes it like magical for some people also makes it like impenetrable for others, which, you know, I think there's something to be said for like not, you know, making a game for your niche. And just Bethesda got like to the point where they're like, well, we're not trying to make it for a niche anymore. We're trying to make it for everybody, which is, you know, it's whatever. I don't know.
There's something that kind of like breaks the illusion in Skyrim where every single time you go into a cave, there's a secret passage at the end that takes you right to the beginning of it. But I mean, it's like, I understand why it's there, but it doesn't feel like a real space. It feels like a linear kind of designed game.
Yeah.
So I think there's always a trade-off. And I don't know. I'm not saying one's better than the other.
Yeah. It's different design philosophies.
For sure.
Todd Howard just works says that. I just want to read that.
Todd Howard works.
Todd Howard does.
What does he
work.
do? What is his work?
What happened was,
what's his day to day?
What happened was they took Todd Howard and then they added multiplayer and it just worked.
They also gave him
multiplayer
16
meaning
times the
underpaid. Multiplayer meaning under hired game devs or underpaid game devs to finish their fucking games.
MC says just started Dark Souls for the first time, played for a couple hours, and I don't get it yet.
No,
so
you might not get it at all.
You're talking to the
preaching to the fucking choir.
I don't want to get divisive because I know a lot of people really love Dark Souls, so I don't want to start a Dark Souls hate train. But no one here at Rocket Adrift, everyone here at Rocket Adrift feels your frustration.
We kind of despise those kinds of
I've been tempted so many times when I hear everyone talk about how amazing those games are, and
it's like for free on PS Now.
Bloodborne is.
Bloodborne.
So I've been tempted so many times to try it, and every time I watch people play it and I hear about what's great about it, I'm just like, this is so not for me. Like, this is the game that will make me so upset and frustrated, and I won't get the gratification that other people get out of it.
The most interesting thing for me was because that Star Wars game, Star Wars Fallen Order or something like that, is like a kind of a
Jedi
Fallen Order has like a bit of a Dark Souls inspiration. They took a lot of mechanics from it, and it was interesting to see my brother buy it at full price for Christmas, I think last year, or his birthday, I can't remember. Because he was like, oh, it's a Star Wars game where I get to be a Jedi. This sounds amazing. But then to him, and he doesn't really, like, he plays games in a casual sense and plays a lot, but he doesn't know, you know, terms like Dark Souls or Souls-like, or doesn't understand that, the different philosophies. So to see him be like, what the fuck? Why is there no autosave in this? You know, what I have to
kind of vindicated.
And it was just like see him like slowly get more and more frustrated with the game was really interesting because he didn't really know what it was.
That says, I hate how everything gets compared to Dark Souls now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of like a meme in itself.
That's what I mean. Like, everyone's, Dark Souls this. It's like a Souls like a Dark Souls that.
You know,
and I don't want to say that type of game is bad. I just think it's for a different type of person.
But I also think it's kind of overrated. The way that everyone compares everything to
I think that's the problem. The problem is that the game, like in the gaming industry, people see something successful and then they jump on the bandwagon, and that's why we get like
Souls-like.
Everyone trying to be either a Souls-like or like Fortnite, you know. And it's like we only need one or two of those before we have enough, right?
Yeah, basically, like.
Yeah.
There's also, I'm gonna just recommend another Polygon video by
Patrick Gilbert.
Patrick Gill, who did the last Dark Souls video you'll ever need or whatever, or we need. And it's basically was talking about like how 2019 was like the year of Dark Souls, where everyone needed to talk. No, it was the decade of Dark Souls or something like that. Yeah. And it was like, here's the last video that you'll ever need to have about it, and it explains Dark Souls, but also explains all the backlash around Dark Souls, and then explains the backlash about people talking about the backlash. It's like it goes in. It's funny, and
after my brother like rage quit Jedi, I was like, sit down and watch this video.
Yeah,
this will explain everything.
This will answer everything.
Yeah.
This is why I'm trying to. Because he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Souls Light. And I was like, okay, sit down and watch this video. You'll get it after this.
Yeah. There's good jokes about how everyone decided to just compare everything to Dark Souls. It's like, if your game is hard, it's a Dark Souls now. Like, yeah. And it's just ridiculous.
So many games do that now. I love the plot of Vampire, but the Dark Souls type of bosses was frustrating. I didn't really get into that game. It was free on PSN, and I tried a bit of it. I just found the kind of sometimes old-timey talking is really difficult for me to penetrate a story.
It's my next character in our campaign is going to be...
Yeah, an old-timey...
What?
An old-timey
Bon
accent,
vivant.
So...
What are you talking about?
What do they call themselves? Bon vivant.
Oh, no, please
Person above town.
That's why when everyone's like, you guys should try D&D or play a D&D game on the pod. No, man, you don't want to hear me try to attempt to talk like someone from Lord of the Rings. It's a nightmare. Okay, KOTOR will always hold up top Star Wars game. I kind of definitely loved that game.
Kind of definitely did, yeah.
I never played
the first one and the second one. You never played it? Yeah,
I never
understand.
played it either.
Yeah.
I was joking.
The first one it was the first time that like BioWare did that like, oh shit twist in a game. And it was really effective. And the second one I think was done, I want to say by the same people that made Fallout New Vegas, but it's always tough to tell because that studio keeps like falling apart, and then people from that studio get reform into another studio.
Obsidian?
Yeah, Obsidian, right. And then, but like it's been a bunch of, I think they did the second one. I know that BioWare, I mean, I might be wrong about this, but I don't think BioWare did the second one. But yeah. Oh, hey, Andre. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Andre.
We are talking about all sorts of stuff, to be honest.
Games just in general right now, like Knights of the Old Republic, and Lindsay is drawing some characters
for a new game. Character portraits.
Portraits.
I already did the sprites. If you could see, if you've been watching, I've been just grabbing the colors that they are. The sprites. They're gonna have to animate those into idols.
Zets wants to hear your Lord of the Rings RPG character now.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We tried to play like off mic a really short game of
we thought,
D&D.
well, that would be fun, a way to do just a home game of D&D, and then we just couldn't get into it, I don't think.
We just ended up getting so busy that the idea of like playing a role-playing game on top of the one that we're doing
we do for the podcast,
seemed like
it's a bit much.
In the realm of pixels, I recently finished Unsighted on Switch. Really liked it. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, the one that everyone's recommending to me is Unpacking right now.
Oh yeah, that's on my list, but it's not on sale anymore, and they can't go on sale until like 2 months after their launch sale. So
it's on Game Pass somehow.
Oh yeah. Right, you mentioned.
You talk. I'll look up Unsighted.
Okay. Well, Dr. Sainarix is asking, are we ever going to get a game / one shot run by Lindsay? That's up to Lindsay. I think we've talked about it in the past.
I don't know. It might just be a confidence thing, but I can't think of anything that I really want to do, and also that I think would be good to listen to. I don't know.
Yeah, at some point maybe something will come to you, or we've talked about maybe you running one for us off off mic first, like not recorded and not used for the podcast, and maybe so you feel a little bit more comfortable doing it. Doing my first.
I have GM'd a couple small things.
Yeah,
that's
we
true.
had fun doing that too.
For sure.
So, it's definitely a possibility, but, you just got to feel comfortable with it, Lindsay. Outer Worlds was fun. Felt like it was missing the same special Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, I beat the Outer Worlds, but I didn't feel like, and I was like, I had fun with it, and I was glad I played it, but I didn't feel like replaying it the way that I played Fallout New Vegas to see like different ways that things could have happened. I felt like I made the decisions that I probably would want to make in Outer Worlds already, but it was fun. I just felt like everybody on my group was more involved than I was. Like they kept killing everything before I had a chance to, like, I'd be pulling out my gun and they'd already killed everything.
Right.
And I was like,
Okay. Good job.
Good work, team. So I felt like the kind of just the cheerleader for everyone. Like, what's up? How's it going? Thanks for killing everything. Well, you like a girl? Let's help get you a romance.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Me? Don't worry about me. I'm just here to help everyone else out.
I'm
just that
the
helpful
ride.
person. Yeah. Who are you? I'm not going to engage with you. I don't like you. You can stay on the ship, I guess, but that's where you'll stay.
I never played that one because that's kind of what I heard. It was good. It wasn't just like great though.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
It was a cool world.
Dr. Satan RX has no pressure or anything to you, Lindsay. Yeah. When I think maybe when it would be fun to do. We know that Fast and the Furious. Well, we actually don't know that Fast and the Furious is slated to come back at some point.
I wanted to. I was talking the other day about ideas I had for the next part of the next kind of evolution of the story from Finn's perspective. So I definitely want to go back to that world once book 3 is over.
So Unsighted is sort of a hyperlight drifter made by 2 developers out of Brazil.
I was looking at the pixel art. It looks really cool. So it kind of has like a bit of a Nirvana. I mean, what's that? Valhalla look to it.
Oh yeah, nice.
But it's kind of anime. Yeah, it's cool. I thought that Hyperlight Drifter is one of those games that looks incredible, but I never really played much.
I listened to the soundtrack of Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah, but we've never
on repeat all the time, but I never played the game.
I also look at the art for inspiration, but I tried playing the game and I was like, oh, this is cool, but then I never really went that far with it.
I've always been tempted, but then it's never just like every time I'm just like, maybe I'll play this instead, or maybe this. So it's just like,
I want to
never
replay Outer Worlds to see what other phobias I can unlock. I completely forgot that phobias was a thing. I got afraid of spiders or something in that game, or like bugs. I can't remember, but I was definitely afraid of something.
That's a cool system.
Yeah, it was cool. Maybe I should give that game another try at some point because it looks good and everything. Yeah. I don't know. What's everyone playing these days?
I got really into like that VN life sim called Growing Up. And I think I just found them from Twitter. Like I saw that they were having a sale and it ended up on our timeline. And I was like, I just took one look at what the game's premise was. And I was like, absolutely add to cart immediately. And it's just basically you grow up between like from infancy to like young adulthood. And like it's not just like dating, like you can date people in high school, but you can also just like decide what your career will be and like what your interests are, and like you have there's like a satisfaction meter for your parents, and they have certain expectations of you that change. Like sometimes they'll be like, you need to get out of the house and have more fun outside, and so they expect you to just go to different places on the map that are outside and do activities there. And if you don't meet the expectations, there'll be a penalty to like how much you can ask them for, like allowance and stuff.
Oh.
I really, really enjoyed it. It was like pretty short. It took like the afternoon to beat one playthrough, but it's like you can like basically choose a lot for your character, so it's like really replayable, and I might play it again later.
I noticed after you mentioned it and you were talking about it on Discord that when I was looking at our Steam page, recommended game, right? Like first one with a bullet was the growing up game.
Growing Up,
yeah. Okay, lots of games to talk about. Let's go through this. Super Robot Wars 30. Wow.
Andre's playing Halo. Is the new one out?
Is that the new Halo?
I don't know if I have fallen off the Halo train.
You were
Running
so
through
on it.
Pathfinder Kingslayer. I remember I got the Pathfinder system because I was like, oh, maybe this will be like an easier D&D.
Right.
Right. No, it's somehow
Yeah.
more complicated.
Replaying Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, I had so much fun with Final Fantasy X when it came out. And it was
Yeah,
the
I liked it
reason
too.
why I really liked that game is because when it came time to name the character, I just had to change one letter. And it was good. I got it.
Titus. Yeah.
Just oh, oops. Spelled it wrong. Let me just... I know it sounds like Titus when people say it, but it's actually Titus. That laugh scene. Oh, yeah. It was... it's unreal. I have nightmares about that thing.
I thought for a second that Christian Fish was calling out your laugh as if it was a scene.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have a certain laugh that sounds like a scene.
It's a great laugh.
It's like it's very subdued until you're really going, and then it's like screaming, and you're like, whoa. You're just like really holding back usually.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get me there.
Yeah, and so Andre says that the multiplayer beta is out for Halo Infinite. I remember for Halo 3, this is how deep I was in at that point. I kind of fell off around 4. But during Halo 3, before it was out, you had to buy Crackdown to get a guaranteed spot to play the multiplayer beta for Halo 3. So I bought Crackdown.
What is Crackdown?
It's another game.
It's like an open world.
It's just another game.
Where you're like a super soldier and you like go around and shoot stuff, and it's like a Grand Theft Auto clone basically,
No
but
thanks.
where you can jump super far. It was kind of fun to like just play and mess around with, but I didn't get anywhere in it. I was just like straight up bought it for the multiplayer beta.
Yeah.
It's like the Zone of Enders game. It did really well just because it was the first chance you had to play Metal Gear Solid 2. They should do that more.
Yeah, just give you shitty freeware with your game
Hey,
data purchase.
are you excited about this new game? Well, play this game you've never heard of because it's
I
your
would be
first
down
chance.
for that actually.
Well, you still have to buy it though.
Yeah, you have to buy it, but you get a free game.
True. It's more like a sneak peek.
Oh, yeah.
The
You can't get that unless you're a journalist now.
Yeah, no.
the campaign releases on the 8th. Hasn't it been like forever since the last Halo game? This is like
I know. I don't keep up with
It's like
that.
a soft reboot, I guess. Halo 3 was awesome. Met one of my best friends 3 years ago. We still play nice. Wow.
Yeah.
I never, my interactions over voice chat on Halo 3 was mainly people
In the
just
room
swearing
with
at
you.
me or something.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of 10-year-olds using like racial slurs usually.
I just ended up like as soon as I launched online, I would just go to each person, mute mic,
Yeah.
because I don't want to hear them call me like a noob or something, whatever was going
Or whatever
on at the
other
time.
terrible thing.
When
Yeah.
my brother had tried out the Grand Theft Auto 5 online, GTA Online, I've noticed that people just like leave their mic on and then they play their shitty music.
Oh yeah, that would
I
happen
noticed
all the
that
time
too.
too. I
What's
hate
up with
I
that?
don't get that. Like, who wants to
Jeez.
hear your super compressed friggin' like
Yeah, through your
techno game or techno song?
yeah, it's rough.
Sometimes it'd be like funny though if like the game has like it consents where you are in relation to that person.
It's
And
like, yeah,
the
fades in and
audio
out.
like so just someone runs by you and it's just like
Like like, wow, that person's really
there they
loving it.
playing whatever that song was. I can't tell. They called me a terrorist once. Says.
Oh, yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, sorry, Andre. Yeah, exactly. Stupid. They would just lob any insult they could at you, whatever they could get from your voice.
Yeah, it's real rough.
Sometimes there's like a certain type of person too. I think it was like one of my friends would just be like, no, turn the chat on and give me the headset. I'm just gonna like start shit in the chat.
What?
Like, oh great.
Why?
That's what
One
I
of
want
those.
to open on my
Perfect,
profile.
yeah.
Jesus.
For sure, yeah.
I wish more people knew about Police Knots without Metal Gear Solid.
Police Knots has a great art style.
It does. It's just everything else is so rough about it.
Yeah,
There's some bad.
The writing
qualities
is.
about it.
Not that I can really cast shade on a game where you have to click on a bunch of things to progress the plot, but we made Order a Pizza. It kind of had the same mechanic, but yeah, it's
I think it's all the misogyny that's bad about it.
Yeah.
But other parts of it I know are like really cool.
It's interesting though. Like this is the second or maybe even third time that I've heard of like a Japanese creator kind of being inspired by like a movie poster, or like a game, like a game post. Like yeah, like it's kind of like, oh, Lethal Weapon. I like what's going on in that poster
With no context.
Yeah, so I think I'll take that out of context because Azuma Tezuka, the person who made Astro Boy, like was inspired by the movie poster for Metropolis and made another movie called Metropolis that's just totally different.
Yeah.
But it has the same kind of imagery, I guess. It's kind of cool. It's kind of an interesting way of I don't know. Maybe we should try it. We should just look at some posters.
Just look at the poster and
Yeah,
go like,
be
all
like,
right,
huh.
this is what we're making now.
Okay.
Let's see.
CS is
CSGO.
what is that? It's
VC is the worst. CSGO, Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike, right? Yeah.
Voice chat, yeah.
Oh,
I'm sure. I kind of got out of online gaming around the same time of Halo 3. Like Halo 3 was the last game I got super into playing online,
yeah.
and stopped playing after that. The game I just finished yesterday was Deltarune 2, chapter 2. And I was like, it was great. I am really enjoying it so far, both chapters. And
Toby Fox.
And then I at the end it shows like the chapter list. And it's like you beat chapter 1 and 2, and then you see all the empty chapters that they're planning on making, and there's gonna be 7 chapters, and each one it has like it took like maybe 2 years or something to make the last chapter. So I'm like, how are you planning to make 7 chapters? That's gonna be your whole life.
Yeah, it's like if you're going at batting 2 years per chapter,
I'm loving
it's gonna take 14 years.
Some creators are like that,
Yeah.
though. You know, they just want to ride or die that one idea, like the Shenmue guy. You know,
Right.
This is what I want to do. I'm gonna make Shenmue 4 somehow. I'm not that person. No one here is, right?
No.
We
No.
kind of like
That's
We like
one
to
and done.
make
Yeah.
new things.
we work on something until we hate it, and then we kick it out the door,
And never look at it.
and then we never want to do anything like it again.
It's really healthy. I just posted a kit I made from Zoe. I don't know what Zoe.
It's Zone
what music-
Vendors,
Oh.
because we were talking about that earlier. I think that's what it is.
See, and I saw earlier that Dr. Saydnarx was talking about how he wishes more people knew about soda vendors, and I'm one of those people that don't know.
No.
Never heard of it. I think I've heard the name. I
like
just don't know what it is.
Mechs? Kind of like a base protection mechs thing? I could be way off. I don't know. I thought I saw that in a YouTube video. So.
Ellie Beckett is going to become... Is this going to become a really regular thing? Amazing. Love you guys. Thanks, Ellie Beckett.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be a monthly thing.
Yeah.
We will do a live stream every month because of a Patreon
Patreon goal we
Patreon
met.
goal. To join the Discord, you just have to message us on Twitter or add us on Twitter, or you can send Titus an email.
Yeah.
Titus
See if
at
I can
Adrift.
if I can send you something.
Well, we have to like send you an invite.
Yeah, we have to send you an invite. So you, even if you like just write a comment on this video, when it's done, I'll just send you the Discord invite.
Yeah.
It's great. The Discord's fantastic. It's my favorite social media ever. You can even call it that.
Yeah.
It's,
I've noticed
we have a really great community. I'm always talking about how much I love the community that we have and how lucky we are.
Yeah.
In our Discord.
It is probably my favorite one to use now too, because like I've noticed this thing that I do like after a while on a social media like platform, if I'm not really engaging with it anymore, all I do is follow a bunch of like meme accounts and like laugh at memes, and that's all I have the energy to do on there anymore. And Twitter's quickly becoming that for me. It's becoming like it happened with Facebook first, and then I just stopped engaging on Facebook altogether, and I'm seeing it happening with Twitter now too.
Yeah. The that says I wanted to say also about the live streams on Twitter. We also put up a poll of what would people like to see from the live stream this month. So because last month we did the one shot, I ran the one shot, and this month we're doing this. So it's going to be kind of a mixture of, what do we feel we can realistically do that month, but also we'll give options for you guys to vote on, so we can kind of do. And everyone, the vote that came out this time was watch Lindsay make art for our upcoming game.
That works great for us too, because we could always use some time working on the game, so that's great.
You get the portraits
and
yeah.
And yeah, sometimes we'll do like a one-shot game or something.
For sure. It was fun to do it last time. As that says, speaking of pixel art games, I'm really looking forward to Replaced. Another game I'm not familiar with.
It's so good, because I was watching something to be like, what games are coming out in December to get excited about? And I was so disappointed. So if you guys have game recommendations, throw them here.
And also Dr. St. Norix is giving me a better description. That's a big... I'm basically dunking on your description of Zone of Enders, Titus, but Zone...
No, that's fair.
I'm just joking. Yeah. Zone of Enders was about the racial tensions between Earthlings and Martian-born humans, and how the orbital frames, robots, were built to help the Martians prove they weren't stepping stools.
Oh, cool. Replaced. So I've been following this game for a while. I just didn't remember the title. It's got this incredible pixel art style. It's like this cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think
they call it 2.5. Yeah, for sure. It looks 2.5D. So good. They've been working on this game for a long time.
Yeah, it looks great. There was a demo. Didn't we download a demo for it? But then the time we ran out of time.
Oh, maybe that was that. I don't know.
That was rough. Ellie Beckett says thanks to you.
Yeah, definitely. And if I, I will try to get a Discord invite to you. But if for whatever reason that doesn't happen, then just, I guess, send us something on Twitter or Patreon. You don't have to be a patron. You can just log on there and message us. And I will get you that code one way or another. Come hell or high water, Ellie, you will join the Discord.
Chris Anderson is asking what program you're using. Is it?
It was answered.
It was answered. Thank you. Don't feel bad about asking questions that are off topic or anything like that.
No, not at all.
We're open to answering whatever you guys want to know.
So yeah, it's Asebrite or Asprite. There was still not totally certain. honestly
I'm gonna go
makes
ahead and
me
say
wanna...
the consensus is Asebright.
Asebright?
That's what I've
Yeah.
heard everyone say. Pronounce it as.
Aspirate.
Actually, though, I do think that a lot of times people talk about this. They're like, it might be Asbright. I don't know.
It's like everyone thought it was Wacom.
Right.
But we're wrong.
It's Wacom.
It's Wacom.
Yeah.
So dumb.
I still haven't seen the vote system. Well, yeah, I don't know. Where is it? It's on Discord, isn't it? Or do we do it on Twitter?
Twitter.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Twitter. Twitter buries tweets, so sometimes you have to just like look at our profile or something. If you're not following, or if you are following us on Twitter, which is at Rocket Adrift. But maybe we should try to get a. I don't know. Can you do polls on
You
Discord?
can't. No. I checked.
They need to put that.
I know.
They're probably working on
We
it.
can try to do it on Patreon too.
Yeah, we should. I love this kind of chat hangout stream. I'm so glad because I was nervous.
Why?
Because I don't know. It's like people want us to, do our our thing, and this is just us yammering on about alien
This is our
movies and
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, it's nice to switch it up, I guess, every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure. Should you Facebook message us? No.
No,
we
our
Deleted
page is
our
down.
Facebook.
I took
Yeah.
it off. I'm done with Facebook. Don't
it
go
was
there.
it was bad for my mental health. I was the
Yeah.
first person to get off it.
Yeah, and me and Lindsay deleted
Yeah, we
ours
both
like
did.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the one kind of social media that we just don't put an effort into, unfortunately. Sorry, but we'll get you that invite.
Yeah, you can email Titus at titus@rocketadrift.com.
Yeah, but I will even if you just put like a comment on this video, then I'll be able to just reply to that with the invite.
MC's gotta go.
Oh no, okay.
And
fine.
says that they'll let us know if they try out the
Affinity
Affinity
programs.
programs.
Great, yeah, please. And we'll talk to you on Discord. I think you're on there, right?
Chris Anderson is asking, do y'all listen to any cyberpunk other cyberpunk podcasts? And if you do you have any does anyone have a favorite? I've listened to the Baby Beard Media's
Yeah, we
Cyberpunk?
all listen to that
I
one.
listened to like the first season, I think the first one that they did, but I dropped off after that. That one, if you're looking for something that's like more like they're actors, I think.
More like
most of them.
kind of scripted.
So if you're looking for
they're
something
not
that's
scripted though.
it's a little bit more like narrative heavy and a little more serious. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're kind of they I know from because I listened to their like debrief episode that they basically record one big session or two or three big sessions or something like that. And
makes
then they
sense.
just like edit it down into like 5 different episodes or 7 different episodes. So it's much more about like the yeah, I don't know. We tend to keep in a lot of goofs and where we like to focus on narrative, but I think they focus a little bit more on that and less on the jokey jokes.
I think it's a different vibe for sure.
Definitely.
It feels like a radio play. Like when I was listening to it, I almost didn't really know when one episode was ending and one was starting, and I was like, oh, I listened to like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
So, and that's I think that's really good. They have like good production values, and but like I said, it's just kind of a different. I guess our thing is just that we could never really embody the true spirit and ethos of the Edge Runner kind of cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Because we just don't have it in us. So we're just so awkward. Like we were making fun of the fact that we in our game never have like a smooth goodbye between a conversation of characters. It's always really bad. But I mean that's just us, right? And so it's a different thing from what we do.
Yeah.
And I have to tell myself that because I'm a very competitive person, and when I listen to it, but it's just one of the reasons why I don't listen to like, I guess, get into me a little bit. I have to like have a separation between work and
social life
and listening to. So if I tried to listen to a cyberpunk podcast, I would be comparing R's to it. I'd be comparing myself to the DGM a lot.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, when I was listening to Baby Beard, I was like, oh, they're really good, you know. And I think I have to. And I don't think it's really helpful sometimes, because I think you can
learn a lot.
I guess you could learn a lot, but you also, if you're doing something different, you know, you don't want to be like those people. They have their thing and we have our thing, right?
Exactly. It would feel forced if we tried to do their kind of thing.
Yeah.
The actual name of the podcast is Roll to Cast.
Roll to
if you're
Cast.
looking for that, and they don't just do cyberpunk though. They do.
Yeah. They do a bunch of stuff.
They do a bunch. They did
they were
2020,
saying
and then they did
Vampire the Masquerade.
Vampire the Masquerade, and then they went back to Red. So,
Yeah.
but I think they're doing a Red campaign right now.
Yeah.
We follow them on Twitter.
Oh, are they? I thought that they were doing a different one every season or something.
Yeah, maybe they're onto something new again.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to check them out, I had a good time listening to the first season. But I also feel I have struggled to like listen to something that's too close to our kind of thing.
For me, it's just like I'm not interested. Just
Yeah.
don't really care for actual play podcasts.
Oh,
Yeah.
burn! Yeah.
I like I've been listening to a lot of, I don't know what you call them. They're not true crime, but they're like,
You like the dark stuff.
I did listen to a lot of true crime at the beginning of the pandemic, but I've kind of eased off of that, and I've been listening to one called Commons by Canada Land, and it is still pretty dark, but it's more about like it's a series talking about the cops and kind of like political events that Canadian cops have been a part of, and how they've just basically been terrible and racist towards Indigenous. It's over here, it's like a real problem with Indigenous people and cops. Like the RCMP are like absolute monsters. Like they're terrible institutions. So a lot of the episodes do talk about the RCMP, but there's also some about like Toronto police and like the chief of police in different regions and stuff. And it's really enlightening, but it is still pretty dark.
I think the dark. I could not listen to that. I got really into those types of podcasts for a while too, and then I just was like, okay,
I can't for your mental health.
For my mental health.
It is
anymore.
a good point. Like a lot of people who delve into, it's like this was a topic of conversation in another podcast I listened to called "You're Wrong About." And they kind of talk about social and like political and cultural kind of things that happen in the U.S. And their last episode was about true crime and how our fascination started with true crime in the 90s and how it's evolved and like kind of the effects of it on like an individual's perspective. Like they say there's like a huge trend of a lot of women listening to true crime. And like, why do we want to engage with something so horrifying? And they were kind of came to the conclusion that it's like it does the same thing that like a horror movie does for people who don't really like horror movies. Yeah, it's like because I'm kind of like the same. I don't really care much for horror generally, but like true crime really gets me. So like it was kind of interesting.
That, like safe way to explore.
Something that's just unthinkable
for you.
Yeah, and truly like just not likely to happen to you, you know. But they were saying kind of the negative aspects of that is that people get really paranoid and start to cut off from like society because they think anyone stranger they come across could be the next serial killer or a murderer or something.
That was me. I started listening to My Favorite Murderer and I was like binge listening to that while delivering food in Toronto, and like I was just like biking home one night late at night and looking around. I'm like, oh God, like listening to this podcast. You
start to get kind of freaked out.
That person's gonna fucking jump at me.
Yeah, it's really like, it's kind of harmful, especially in a time when we're also isolated from each other right now. It can be detrimental to your mental health and like your trust.
I definitely, because like my sweet old mother,
same with my mom,
is super into that kind of stuff. You know, she was before the podcast thing. She would watch the like
Yeah,
true crime,
Dateline.
yeah, those the TV shows.
First 48. Me
Unsolved
and my mom would,
Mysteries,
me and my
First
mom would watch
48,
the first 48 together.
She would just like binge watch like on some Sunday. She would just sit there and watch like 6 of these episodes.
Yeah,
and I was like, Mom, you can't do that.
it's not. Yeah, I noticed that like it wasn't that I was not trusting of people, but it was just kind of like. I don't know. It's like hard to listen to how like the
it definitely
degree.
affects you.
Yeah, it makes me. I
I
find like when I'm starting to get into a depressive episode, I start listening to a lot of it, and I have to be like, no, like, don't listen to this when you're depressed. It'll only make it worse. I don't know what that is.
Let's go back a little bit here. Because a lot of people have been chatting. The Christian Fish has some recommendations for podcasts. Ars Paradoxia for narrative-based podcasts. Infinite Bad for a Call of Cthulhu-based game. Dr. Satan RX is saying, I like that you guys don't fit the stereotypical edge runners. Yeah, I think that's kind of our...
It's kind of our
thing, probably.
the thing we bring to the table. Yeah.
Also, Chris Anderson says, the jokey jokes are great, though. Thank you.
Thanks,
glad. Especially characters like the numbers. We're having a ton of fun with the numbers.
God.
Every time I encounter them, I'm
numbers.
just like, how do we troll these people?
I'm like, Barb is like done with them. Barb is like, how do I murder as many of these people as possible?
How do we make them feel very small, like in the 1s to 10? The more awkward the goodbye, the better. Says Christian Fish.
There's been some. We should make a supercut at one point of the terrible goodbyes.
Yeah, Andre is saying that he's listened to some a cult podcast, Creepy AF. Yeah, I got into that kind of stuff too for a while. And then Chris Anderson is saying that they thought everything was good in the Great White North, and
absolutely not.
No.
That's definitely one
awful.
of the things, the misconceptions about Canada.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Canadians like to think that as well.
It kind of pisses me off when people say, "Oh, Canada, we're so nice, we're so polite." It's like, no,
we got problems.
We have
problems.
fucking so many
problems. And some things are different. Like healthcare is nice.
Healthcare is nice, sure.
There's definitely some other things.
But our prescription drugs are way too, like the prices for that are way too high.
Yeah, for sure.
Dental isn't included.
Issue, yeah.
And it's like
mental
really
health
jacked
resources
up the price
aren't
of that.
included.
Yeah, there's all kinds of issues. We have more of an issue here with Indigenous people and Native
like just over our Thanksgiving, ironically, like we just dug up a bunch of residential school kid graves, like something like 20,000 bodies.
We should maybe
discovered.
do like a content warning for stuff like that, because
it's pretty dark. That's dark.
Yeah.
But there's more racism around that.
The thing with Canada is that we like to hide a lot of things. Like we're gonna be racist, but we're not gonna be racist in your face, right? We're gonna be secretive about it. We're gonna do it behind your back.
Well, we want to project this idea that we are like a diverse, accepting multicultural society, and I think that that's good. It's just sometimes we can it's
kind of hypocritical.
Well, sometimes we can just ignore the you
can use that as a shield.
You can kind of ignore the parts where we weren't as good as we could have been. But I think generally we could do better.
Yeah, every country can do better.
Every country's
Obviously,
got some
every
issues,
country has their issues, but it's great.
So to move on, I guess there's a question: do your parents listen to your podcast and support your games? So let's start with the podcast.
No,
it's impossible.
Absolutely
I have
not.
managed to try to explain to my family what
same.
our podcast is.
My brother does. My brother listens.
My brother gets it. He's played Cyberpunk before. So he knows what's going on. My sister. One of my sisters gets it because she's very nerdy. My other sister I've explained it using Stranger Things as a framework, like that game they play in Stranger Things. Sort of like that, but are they are very supportive of it, and I guess we did a good job of marketing the Halloween podcast, because every family event I go to, people are like, how did the Halloween podcast
I know.
how did that
Same
Halloween
with
live stream go?
my non-immediate
And I was
family
like,
are always like, oh, I found your thing through this really random one-shot thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that your point of entry into what we're doing? Like the last year's Halloween live stream, my aunt and uncle brought it up, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't even remember what it was that they were trying to describe to me. And then it was like, finally, after like 20 minutes of trying to explain what it was that they saw, because they don't know.
No, yeah.
I'm just like, oh, what? You really watched that? Like, why would you watch that? What? Listen to the podcast. That's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My family doesn't really get it.
No,
they're it's not like they don't really care either way what I'm doing, as long as it's like something that makes me happy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They're not especially financially supportive either, but I don't know.
Yeah, my family doesn't listen to the podcast either.
No.
My dad gave it a shot at one point, and it was just like, I get the appeal, but I was like, yeah, but you're not gonna listen.
No, but they
fine.
were some of our first patrons, your parents.
Yeah.
That was
I think
something.
there's some...
My parents too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. My mother, my stepmother were some of probably our longest standing patrons. So
yeah.
They are like, I find that my family's supportive
in their own
in
way.
every capacity that individual can be supportive.
Yeah.
And so I think when you are an artist, you need support, but you're not always going to get the kind of support you want from the person you want. And so you have to kind of get bits of support where you can. So some people will be financially supportive. Some people will be like your cheerleaders.
Yeah.
And you just have to be okay that some people aren't, like the person maybe you want to have that role isn't going to have that role.
Yeah.
So... And in terms of my brothers and sisters, and going on to the game, they've all played it. Most of them have written us a positive review that came from their hearts. They emailed me and said that the game really affected them. I think they understood the game. They understand the game,
a lot of them,
Raptor Boyfriend, a lot more than they would like a niche podcast like that. And they really all loved it. My brother actually did a lot of if there are,
we did some beta testing with our
and
like my brother also did beta testing.
He kind of was like our only
copy editor
for a while, so he caught a lot of the like typos. We didn't catch them all, but if we caught any of them, it was thanks to my brother's hard work of like, playing that game and pointing them out.
Your brother, Lindsay, as well, has listened to the podcast.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
Oh, right. Okay, my bad. But yeah, I think there's something to, like, when the people that are really close to you can have, like, a hard time listening to, like,
or understanding
you in a different context or something. Like, like if you make a podcast, or if you make something that's, like, really kind of personal or something like that, sometimes it's like getting too close. It's like reading your diary or something. I don't know, it's like sometimes for whatever reason family members have a kind of block there where they don't like to cross that.
The thing I will say though is that I really thought it would make it would make such a big deal to me if my like dad would listen to the podcast, or if my dad appreciated or played my video game. But the truth is that the thing that really gets me is when someone I've never met is like writes a review or says like, I love the podcast, or I love the game. That to me is like, that person didn't owe me anything.
Right.
You know, they don't know me.
Exactly.
They're not obligated in it some way, so it means so much more when it comes from a stranger. So
it's weird how that is.
But it's like, I don't know, I just find that I think that's like something I've learned anyway, is that that kind of, because I think when you're an artist, you're always like, when someone's like, oh, I love your work, you're like, but do you?
Well, we definitely have that issue.
You have that like imposter syndrome, right? So it's really nice when it's someone that's like, I didn't twist this person's arm into buying this thing.
Yeah.
Or like listening to this
Very
thing.
validating.
Zet says, I guess it's a media that's hard to fight for a spot in people's personal time. I've tried to get so many people to listen that I know who would love the show, but it's tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's definitely tough.
It's a thing you have to commit, at least an hour and a half of your time or so, and and it's also like these people talking in your ear, like in your head, I feel like it can sometimes, if you listen with earbuds, I guess, but like I feel like it's definitely something where people
kind of like,
are reticent to give things a try when
it's kind of a big commitment to get into a new podcast.
It's great that you're even trying, to be honest. It's a fantastic.
Great.
Also, Dr. Saint-RX says that he's been preaching the podcast like gospel, and so does Christian Fish. So thank you all for trying to get the word out there about this little podcast.
I mean, it's the only way that I don't know how people find us. Anyway.
There's no other way.
When we started this, we had no idea that anyone would care.
It's like,
right?
it's all dependent really on
that.
reviews too, like on the like podcatchers that they're on too.
Right.
Because like Apple has a whole thing where it's like recommends you more based on your reviews and shit.
I know that everyone says this, but we really, when we started this, it was really, the whole idea was we just wanted to do something that was fun, and we needed to fool ourselves into thinking that it was work in order to do it, because we were just kind of, and we still are a little bit, we've gotten better, but we were pretty bad workaholics, I think. And so it was shocking to see that, like, because we'd been doing podcasting for years before that.
Yeah, for like since 2014.
We had like 2 or 3 fans. We had like 1 or 2 that were interested in our movie podcast or something at one point. But
when we were on SoundCloud,
we were doing our SoundCloud podcast. But
very different from this now.
We just it just suddenly started, like, we were like, wow, a lot of people are commenting on this. And just kind of blew up.
Putting that Cyberpunk 2077 in the hashtags.
That really helped, actually.
That might have helped
using that tag in the SEO.
Dr. Saint-RX is saying, but you can listen to podcasts and stuff while doing other things.
Yeah, that's exactly how I listen.
know. It's that's what I use them all the time. I think that's what most people use them for. It's just something to have on in the background while you're working on something or driving or whatever. But I guess it's just still hard for people to take the chance on something.
Well, we were talking about how we don't listen to
other
people's podcasts, so I get it. I completely get it. Like sometimes I can listen to a podcast and I'm like, this is great, but it's also just not what I'm in the specific mood for, or it just does, like, it makes me, it's actually too good for something I can put on while I'm working.
Because I need to pay attention.
It's so dependent on how it fits into your life. So I completely get it.
Andre says that he's drawing while listening.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I draw and listen to podcasts, and sometimes just music if I need to.
And Dr. Saint-RX says he listens and re-listens while at work.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Christian Fish, I remember starting
back when doing grounds maintenance, when there was only a few episodes in book 1, got me. You've been with us for a long time, Christian Fish.
Thanks for all your support.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember that. I remember you've moved quite a few jobs and had a lot of life changes through this podcast. Got me through a lot of rough work days, making them a little more enjoyable. Whole thing. I mean, that's like the most we can ask for, isn't it?
That's the goal.
Just get you through a rough day.
For sure. And
Andre says, do a SoundCloud rap. You don't want to hear that.
No.
I found you all by accident looking for cyberpunk-esque
music
on Spotify. There was only like 3 other cyberpunk real plays on there, and both are dead shows.
At the time when we started, there was a bunch of
dead ones
that were active.
Yeah.
I remember searching and be like, wow, this is like a literally like completely unfilled niche. So that could have helped us as well, just being like the one that was like actually going and making and updating regularly and all that kind of stuff. And also, I think what helps, not to toot my own horn or anything, but like having good audio quality
from the get-go.
from the beginning. It's obviously gotten better, but
it took like 4 years
be...
for us to get to that point, though. Like we said, we were podcasting since before that, and that through those other podcasts, we learned what to do for good
and got better equipment.
Got better equipment.
It's a lot of the things that keep me from getting into a podcast is like going back to listen to the first few episodes, and the audio is terrible.
Audio,
and it's like, well, I can't get to the parts where they made the audio better because I can't struggle through these really badly recorded first few episodes.
I was specifically searching for Cyberpunk Concats when driving from work. Wasn't even looking for roleplay. Hey, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ellie, podcasts are my favorite things to listen to at the moment. I listen to you guys when I cook food for my family on Wednesdays, as it's the perfect time slot. That's probably when I have the most open to listening to a podcast is cooking.
Yeah,
for
cooking,
sure.
doing dishes, cleaning.
I don't do it when working now.
I do when I'm working.
I found some other kind of stuff, but definitely when I'm cooking, I like to have something on. Still upset that Omegaville died. Yeah, they were cool.
Ellie Beckett also says that they're drawing while listening right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
If y'all want to share what you've been drawing at the end of the stream, you can add us on Twitter or
when you join the Discord.
If you're in there when you join.
We should try to make some, like, we have a specific fan art channel, but maybe we should just make something like what I'm drawing right now kind of thing.
That might be a cool idea.
We should talk to the mods about that.
Do you have any plans to include canon characters from the universe in the podcast? As in, like, from the Cyberpunk Red? So, like, Johnny Silverhand and
Johnny
stuff?
Silverhands, yeah.
No, I think we live in a world where, like, there is the Johnny Silverhands out there.
It's Johnny Bronzefinger.
But Johnny Bronzefinger is where you guys is what our characters are interacting with. They're on that level.
We're like the C tier.
We're like the rip-off.
I'm not saying I'm totally opposed to it, to be honest. But I like making characters, and
it's kind of like our
I also
forte.
like making like a map or a location.
A different world.
A different kind of, like, taking a little piece of what could be happening in the cyberpunk world, rather than playing to what is kind of the thing that everybody would get in the starter pack, you know?
Yeah. I for Fast and Furious, I kind of tried to use a little bit more of the, like, canon lore and use that as a framework for the world, but in the next, if we make a next part, which I'm pretty sure we will, it's gonna depart from that a little bit more.
Okay, great.
Oh yeah, definitely your audio quality plus having artists and making your own music absolutely makes it much better of an experience. Thank you. Yeah. We put a lot of work into that stuff. So it's nice to see that nice to hear that it pays off. Just got home from the card shop, bought some dice. Says Greeny Rez. Let me know if I'm saying that right.
How's the stream going? It's going all right. My wholehearted approach. Okay, so Ahmad's already said yes to the art channel, so that'll probably be a thing for sure.
Yeah.
And Greeny Rez is asking for an invite to the Discord. I think what I'm going to do is, once the stream's over, is I'm going to comment on the video with a link to the Discord that has, like, I don't know, 10 spaces or
10
something.
Spaces, yeah.
And if anyone, I don't know if this probably won't happen, but if all 10 spaces get taken and someone still wants one, just leave a comment on the video, or if you want it quicker, just you can send us a personal message on Twitter or on Patreon, and I will send you the Discord link. Everyone's getting a Discord link.
Pronounce Greeny Rez right.
Oh, good.
Nice. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
We pronounce things great over here.
Hair is spicy.
You know,
that's how you say it. We looked it up. It's just a really weird word.
As far as canon events go, I was originally planning on something akin to Johnny making a comeback and acting as a ghost in the machine, only for Cyberpunk 20. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They did that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I got into it when Red came out, obviously, because I was like really excited about the new game and all the new lore that's in there and everything like that. I think it's like the writers in us that just want to like depart from it and like
Do our own thing.
do our own thing. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's just we have a bad attitude.
I think part of it is a bad attitude, because I remember when I was a teenage boy playing the original 2020, we never played with the canon characters.
Yeah.
We didn't think they were cool. We were all like, we were too edgy for someone like Johnny Silverhand. We had I was a nightmare kid back then. I've changed a lot, but yeah. You guys have inspired me to start running my own Cyberpunk 2020 campaign. We just had our year anniversary. Oh, that's fantastic. I remember like that we've inspired a lot of people to play this game, and I'm so glad that's happened, you know?
Still waiting on that check from our Telstorian Games.
No, they've been great to us.
I'm just joking. I'm joking.
They're actually super cool. And they're also trying to make it in this world. I get it. You know?
Yeah. Also, Greeny Rez is is Tabletop Mando on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Lindsay,
Okay.
you manage Instagram, so. But yeah. Anyways, Dr. Signarex says, "Have you checked out the tarot cards they released? And if so, do you plan on incorporating them into the game at all?" I didn't. I am not aware of it.
I knew about it. I haven't really looked at them or anything, but I was kind of interested.
Yeah, we should check
I
them
like
out.
tarot a lot.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
I've been interested in learning stuff about tarot, but yeah.
Yep, we have an Instagram, Ellie Beckett.
Just Rocket. No,
We have one for
Dark
Rocket
Future
Adrift.
Dice and Rocket Adrift.
Rocket
Separate
Adrift does
ones.
mainly stuff for our games, and Dark Future Dice is all Dark Future Dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really want some, like, they have like Cyberpunk dice. I really want some Cyberpunk dice. I think our Telstorian worked with the company to get some of their own.
I don't get those. I like my plain white curse dice.
You cannot keep using them. They're not even weighted properly. Like, that's not acceptable anymore. We're professionals.
I just
here.
bought like a 20-pack or something from like the dollar store of dice, and one of them had like a defect in it. It was just, they were terrible. He just wants to go with the cheapest, most
We're not
terrible
doing
dice.
that.
I'm the referee. I feel like if I had like colored dice, it's like some kind of, it's like a bias in some way, you know, like, oh, look at my sparkly dice or something. I'm just trying to, the universe is just a bunch of plain white dice thrown into the void, all fumbling because they're terrible, cheaply made.
Dr. Signarex says the Cyberpunk tarot cards are more fumble stuff, Titus.
Okay, I'm interested, definitely. How legible are the Cyberpunk dice? That's another issue I have with the kind of cooler dice. Is
yeah, they aren't very.
I want to be able to quickly read it. One of the worst things, probably for you, Rowan, cutting out is just us going like, "Oh, what does that say? Is that a 6 or a 9?" You know?
Yep. They're not terrible. It's like red on black.
Hey, those dice are keeping you guys alive. That's true. You know,
It's
think
true.
about it
You
that
know what?
way.
You're
you know?
right.
Like, I could get these really great dice and then immediately headshot you both with like critical successes.
It's true. No, you will not hear any more complaints from me. That's not true. Yeah, they're they're like red on black, and they have like big numbers instead of dots, for like the D6 anyways, and yeah,
They look okay.
Yeah, they look
Red
okay.
on black on red is a little. I understand why they went with it. It's their design scheme, but it is a little harder to read.
It's a little harder to read for sure.
Yeah.
It's on qworkshop.com, I think. Anyways,
Yeah.
they're cool. I just want some cool dice. I got gifted by our friend Jillian the D10 that I use constantly, and it's like purple and see-through, and I love it very much. And also, it had better luck than Titus's than the dice I borrowed from Titus.
It does.
Those dice were thrown at a witch. That was a bad idea. The whole bag of them was just tossed.
You threw a bag of dye at a witch.
Yeah.
And she said something. I didn't really listen, but it was something about never succeeding. Bland Dice Gang. Thank you. Yes, Andre. Woo!
With black numbers. Yeah, I mean, legibility is definitely a thing to worry about when it comes to dice, especially when you're on a podcast. You don't want to sit there being like, what is that?
What?
Hold on. What was that?
Although we do that anyway.
Yeah.
The new thing now is pulling out the dice, which you probably have to cut from every...
I cut
We
from
always
some.
forget.
I kept it in sometimes. Sometimes because we just talk over it while it's happening, and it's like, well, I can't cut this.
Yeah, like just take the second to take it out or not.
Also, one time I, like,
we're
burned
using
you
luck
real good.
now, but we have to... Well, really?
One time I burned you good, and I kept it in there when I was just...
What did you say?
I was like, oh, hold on, everybody. The GM has to pull out his dice.
Oh, nice.
It's not that good of a burn, but but it was.
Is there a bias towards burns against me on that make it into the final cut?
Whatever makes us all laugh, I keep in. If it makes us laugh enough.
The rule of laughing. That's
Yeah.
always good.
I don't want to cut any of that stuff out. I just bought a new dice. I'll post them on Instagram later when I get home.
Okay, great.
Okay. I'll take a pic. Okay. Right. Dr. Signorex is going to post a pic of the Cyberpunk dice on the Discord.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Null and Void, hello, welcome.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I think it's going pretty good.
Yeah. Just chit-chatting. Whatever you get. If anyone
Working on
has any
some
other
pixel
questions, ask away. Lindsay's just working on some pixel art for our game.
Mm-hmm.
Upcoming game.
Some sprites.
Prototype.
Yeah.
Prototype.
It's a prototype of a game. It will hopefully be a game, but...
Yeah, we'll have to see. Do y'all have a P.O. box we can gift stuff to?
Ooh, we
don't.
do.
We do.
Yeah,
It's just like all the way in the East End.
Yeah.
And Titus doesn't want to go and check it. So don't send us
I know.
anything.
I just don't want to like throw it out. You know, in case, like I will give it to you for sure, Christian. I trust you, so I will. If you want to message me on Discord, I can send you the PO box. Maybe I should just put it out there. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
What do you mean? Our PO box is available for anyone on our website. And
I'm
through our
not sure that
emails.
one works anymore because we had two and now we only have one.
I have no idea what the
Okay.
PO box situation
so we'll have to
is.
switch the PO box probably
Okay.
on our website. Jeez, sorry.
Well, yeah, but Titus will let
We
you
have
know
a P.O.
what
box
P.O.
somewhere,
is.
yeah.
Thanks, Christian.
Oh, I just don't expect. Yeah. Okay. I'm planning on sending the crew some cool dice. Oh wow.
What?
Damn.
What?
I will not say no to that.
Yeah.
RX, thank you so much. Can't wait to see Sleazy Chan return. Will it happen?
Well, you got my answer with you did exactly what I was going to do, which is my classic.
It's infectious. We all do it a little bit now. Titus has influenced our way of speaking.
It's the coy.
We all
thing.
influence
It's my
this point.
it's my verbal equivalent of a poker face.
It doesn't. It just makes me know that something's up, or
Yeah.
or it makes me think that something's up when there is nothing up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You guys worry too much about background noise? Sorry, guys. There's a bird chirping in the background. Then I rewinded it so I can hear it.
Yeah. We're a little self-conscious.
Last time,
Ooh,
the
yeah,
cat
Cat
wanted to.
such a
the cat
fucking
was
asshole.
really making.
She's being so good now.
being so good.
She's
You can't hear
she's
her.
sleeping.
But our last recording session, she was gunning
The
for that
worst.
4th spot. Make me a character on the show.
Yeah, we'll see if it comes, how much it comes through, and how
Ugh,
much I
yeah.
can.
Probably a lot.
Jeez.
At one point,
Just
I
even us, we
I
couldn't-
tried to lampshade it in the
Yeah,
game. I was
well,
like, roll a perception. You hear a cat.
You're a cat in the pipes of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nolan Voice says, loving the stream. I'm at work right now.
Working from home.
Working
Yeah.
from home now. We've been following y'all a while, but this is my first time seeing you live. Awesome.
Oh, okay, great.
Welcome.
Yeah. We're going to be doing more of this. So we will hopefully see more of everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure there's a name there, but T, it's the icon T. hey guys, long time listener, first time streamer / commenter.
Oh,
Welcome.
hey. How's it going?
Hey.
Thanks for listening. Welcome to the stream.
Um,
Oh, lol, we've had an issue with my new account being hacked. Right, yeah. If you want, we can probably... It was on Discord. We could probably... Just let us know if you want us to delete the old... Or boot the old account off.
Yeah.
Chris Anderson is saying no, Sleazy Chan. It's just up in the air at this point, I guess. We're just being
Coy.
coy.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to
Titus
spoil
especially.
anything. Or
Yeah.
reveal anything.
I don't know if she's
I
coming
don't
back
know, yeah.
personally, because we don't. We're me and
We're
Lindsay
just
aren't privy to that
bumbling
information.
around like idiots.
I have my theories
Mm.
that I've expressed. Anyways, LOL, I
I
went.
can for sure email you. Okay, great. Sorry, I'm broke and can't support on Patreon. That's totally fine.
No,
we
totally
don't
understand.
expect
Yeah.
that.
If you can't, we don't want you to have any financial issues because of us.
Yeah, join the Discord. It's totally free, and there's a lot of great stuff there.
Yeah.
Or you can always just like leave a review or something. Too.
Oh, that always
always-
helps us
yeah,
out.
there's always, like,
if you want to
free
go,
stuff.
if you want to do something for us, just
Yeah.
write us something nice on one of the podcast catchers.
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 I hate that Spotify doesn't have any like review section or anything like
No,
that.
it'd be nice if they did.
I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
we've had
'Cause
to
I
get
think that's
people.
where the
Like,
majority of our listeners
oh, for
are,
sure. Yeah.
You know.
Ellie Beckett says Sleazy Chan and Alloy are both fantastic. Alloy has me in stitches half the time. Yes. Alloy
Yeah.
is it's a favorite among everybody. I feel like, including
Not
us.
me.
Well, yes. I think
Not Barb.
But I think it's Barb that doesn't like Alloy.
Yeah, I like Alloy's
Yeah,
fine. I guess.
exactly.
Um,
Zets is gonna start a sleazy petition if you're not careful, Titus.
Okay, I don't know. We'll see. That's all I'll say about it. Yeah, Alloy Knight. I'm trying to think about. It's really weird to get in the mindset of what Alloy was like on paper as opposed to what he became
Yeah.
when I first tried a voice on him. You know,
I don't know why, but everything about him reminds me of your brother.
He's
It's
nothing
so
like my
weird.
brother.
Absolutely
I know.
nothing like
Yeah.
your brother at all.
He looks the portrait you did for him looks kind of like your brother though.
I mean, I really hope my brother isn't listening to this, Lindsay. He's nothing like. I did not base Alloy Knight on my brother.
You think he'd mind?
I mean,
Why does that?
he's
Why?
not like a very.
It's not an insult.
I mean, Alloy. Well, it depends how you take Alloy, really.
Rip Alloy's walkie. Yeah.
That was the beginning. That was the
Yeah.
moment we were talking about where we were like, I think this podcast is going to be okay.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, this.
Really, cutting off.
Yeah, it was a big
communication with
moment for the
everyone?
podcast.
It
I
was
think.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And also, it was like a moment of like role playing, just happening naturally like that. It was great.
Hey is my favorite way to introduce myself in the new games. It's the way that I like. Sometimes I will have like a repeated phrase that reminds me of like, what voice am I doing? And I'm like, okay,
yeah.
well, I know this how to say hey in his voice,
this
and
voice.
then it just became a thing of like I did it every time there was a phone call. My friend thought Alloy was John Lennon.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
done that based off of his portrait.
Yeah,
as well.
that too, that
He
too.
does look
Lindsay's
sort of like
portrait
John
got a
Lennon.
little more John Lennon.
Yeah.
It's still very much him though.
Barb did dispose one of Alloy's walkie-talkies. That was hilarious.
Yeah, it was a great moment for us too.
When he saw my t-shirt. Yeah, same thing. I've gotten that from when I wear my my shirt around. Some people say.
What is it? The Let It Be.
The Let It Be album.
Yeah, has the 4 squares too.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
thing that people pick up on.
For sure.
Gotta go, says Greeny Rez. Got up to get home. Have D&D game to start in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy your game. Thanks for stopping by.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Check out, if you were one of the people asking for the Discord link, just check out the video, and I will, after in a while,
Comments.
And I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah.
And we'll probably go for about 10 minutes too, because we're going to do this till 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby says, not sure why my name didn't come up. It's Toby. Okay, I'll remember that. Yeah, it's weird. It must be a YouTube glitch or something. Just wanted to say I re-listened to all of book 1 and 2 to cope with the stress while my partner was in labor giving birth to our first child. Wow.
Whoa.
I'm so glad we can help you.
Yeah. If you got through both books too, it must have been a long labor.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god. This sounds like a nightmare.
Oh.
No, thank you.
That's great though.
I hope it helps. Have fun.
Which took about 5 days. Wow. But the baby's now coming up and 3 months old and sleeping peacefully at my feet now. That's beautiful.
That's yeah. I love the interaction between DP, Barb, and Christmas fam. Yeah. Will there be more beef with the Christmas?
Well, there's a lot of kind of things that interesting developments in the new episode that will maybe kind of answer that.
Yeah, we won't spoil anything. But there's something, it's that point sometimes we talk about when the like role playing crosses over into like your own mental, like where your own feelings like I
fucking hate the Christmases so much.
I hate the Christmases so much. I have like a like Rowan hates the Christmases.
It's the thing about that Texan cowboy thing. We're like, what gave you who do you think you are selling Chinese food? You know, like fuck off.
So I've I don't know if you've told this, minor spoilers, but I don't know if you could tell, but I'm really trying to keep in all that anger, and so is DP, and not let it. It
really does, yeah. You really sell that.
But it's I love that.
I
love that dynamic. It's great.
I love it too.
Lindsay, before you move too far on that sprite, remember the perspective has to be flat for the chair.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And just
Message
I was gonna
redacted.
say.
I guess maybe it got blocked or something.
Oh.
From Christian Fish. It's weird.
Retracted? Oh, retracted. Maybe.
Maybe because it was spoilery or something. Thanks so much for the podcast. Yeah, no, I didn't, thanks for listening, Toby.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for everybody for like liking this weird thing that we're doing. Like it's like I don't know what to say about it sometimes. And the Christmases. It was one of those things. Oh, just in your name change. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I kind of stealth released that. I just didn't want to make a huge deal out of it, but thanks.
Well, that's cool.
The Christmas is that like first interaction with them in book 2 was honestly a point where we finished recording and I was like, did I go too far? Did I ruin the podcast there?
Yeah.
Because I was like being
we were trying to get to the incited. We were trying to get to the inciting incident.
Yeah.
And you can feel that energy where I just keep being like, well, if you just go to the medical center.
And then I'm like, no, we're gonna go sell some meat. And then when we get there, I just made it so hard on the Christmas was it Jasper?
It was Jasper, yeah.
And so I just made it. Yeah, I made it real hard on for him to even want to buy it. I had this like monologue that I wanted to do as a joke to explain my name or something. And I don't know. I just was in one of those moods, I guess, and it was just awful. It was just terrible. And I thought maybe I made a big mistake.
I had to take,
but it was. But people think it's hilarious, and I thought it was funny too at the time. So I'm glad.
It definitely started a whole thing. I remember, like, I took like an unused NPC named Jasper Christmas, and I took like an unused location, which was the noodle shop. You wanted to find like a newspaper or like a convenience store, and I was like, well, there's a noodle shop. And then we just started going into it, and it created a Chekhov's Christmas where we had to find a way to resolve it in book 2.
It was too huge a thing for it to not.
I was like, I can't just have been this weird one-off thing before the story got started. There has to be more to this Christmas story.
This Christmas
and
story.
It was great. I love how you rolled.
And then the totally unique character of Jonah Christmas just kind of came to me.
God.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Apropos of nothing, and I was like, "This is perfect."
Can't find my normal dice bag, but I posted a pic of the Lovecraft dice in Discord. Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Christian Fish says, and you kind of answered my question in that rant.
Oh, geez, what was the question?
It was like, is there any beef with the Christmases still?
Oh, it's still alive and well, but it's getting complicated.
The tone of my voice.
I guess just keep listening to book 3. It's still developing, I suppose.
Yeah.
The brief interaction that Barb had with my NPC was my personal highlight for book 2.
Yeah.
The NPC idea is awesome. Who came up with it?
That's a good question. I think we were just brainstorming what we could do on for Patreon for awards, and it was just an extension of the fact that we were already naming characters. Who after community members and.
Why not have like
maybe
a
it was
whole
Untitled,
thing?
maybe it was.
It's so hard to tell because sometimes like we honestly get into a space where we're almost like a hive brain where I can't even we're just bouncing ideas back and forth. And
the way we like come up with things is really weird.
So sometimes it's really hard to like pin on like who came up with something because we all kind of like add to it or so I can't even remember. It might have been me, but I don't know. It was a group thing.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great to see the creativity from the audience. Oh,
we got it from another podcast? Well, we got the idea of naming people off of like listeners from the Adventure Zone.
The Adventure Zone.
They did that if you would like retweet things, but they never. I don't know if there's another podcast that lets you like make an NPC.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So we
at least none that I know of.
Will any more book 2 NPCs be making a reappearance? I mean, listen to yes, for sure. It's yes.
Yes. 100%. Andre Chekhov says Chekhov's Christmas made me wonder if TV trope page should be made.
It's just a dumb joke where I just call everything Chekhov's whatever, if something happens and it just like gets dropped as a plot thread or has to keep coming.
That says, can't wait to hear more of book 3 though. Yeah, we're having a great time doing with it.
Yeah. I think it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
It's always tough to tell. I hope you guys are enjoying it. For sure. I'm having a blast though. It's good to be back in the GM seat. I had a lot of fun being a player, and I'm gonna love doing that again. But there was a point where I was like early on where I was like, God, is this different? Am I doing this right? And you, Rowan, were like, no, this feels very familiar.
This feels very familiar.
It was that concept of like you make a perception roll and like give you guys, I'm like, this is what you see.
Yeah, little bits of information here and here, and it's only enough for you to like get like a sort of an idea of like what it all might mean, and when you piece them together, you get like a vague picture of like what the next thing might be, but you're not entirely certain, and like plays to like the overall mystery,
Hmm.
and can like help you theorize and stuff like that. It's like nothing's like, there are things that are definitely like, what do you call it, conclusive,
Right.
but there's a lot of non-conclusive, like a lot of stuff that like leaves a little bit of ambiguity, you know, which I think is really cool. But yeah, that immediately felt familiar to me. I was like, right, this is how we do it. This is that feeling of being like, I'm unsure of everything. And I'm just going to have to make a choice and make us, might be stupid. It might be, you know, smart. I don't know. But, yeah. Ellie Beckett says The Adventure Zone is another quality podcast. Yeah, I was a huge fan.
Yeah, that was the only other actual play I've listened to.
We were very inspired by it.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Bring back Clur's Blurs?
Spelling it.
No, that's pretty much how you spell it. I think it might be just one R in each one, but there's no canon spelling of it, I don't think.
Clur's is a real person. Named after one of the people in the
Discord,
the community.
Yeah. I mean, she's nothing like the character from what I know.
Nothing like that person. Very nice. Very nice.
I don't get that person. I fucking love Claire's Blur so much.
I would not have an argument with her about broadcast journalism,
journalistic
integrity
or whatever. But yeah, it was
one of the jokes that I feel like never really translated to the podcast was that at one point you guys were giving her like tips on how she could look more like gorilla.
Yeah.
And then I went
and then you went and redrew her portrait to
and then
be
I redrew
gorilla.
her portrait to match exactly what you had suggested.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah. Clur's was a lot of fun to play. Well, we know that the radio station The Blur still exists, so
it's true.
The Blur.
Adventure Zone, bring back Clur's. Yeah, great care. I love that.
Didn't you do the hot seat thing? Yeah, it was the hot seat.
Hot seat.
That was a great bit of.
She willingly gets in the hot seat. It's a hot seat.
You can't even say those words.
At the time, I was nailing it.
I was just dying laughing at that point.
Yeah, it was something. It was a lot of fun. That was a weird. Sometimes we do an episode and we're just like, wow, that was a weird energy. The
last recording, like, be warned, the next episode that comes out has a weird.
It's one of those.
We had a weird energy that episode. I think it was fun and funny, but definitely a weird energy.
Yeah, it's just I can't be helped sometimes. Sometimes I'm trying to do a serious thing too, and it just does not. It can't happen because it's on a weird day. It's on a day where that energy just doesn't align.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to just roll with it, I guess, is what I've learned.
For sure. Okay, so it's 4:04. I think we're gonna wrap up now.
Yeah. We're planning to go for around an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, 2 hours. 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah. This one was a little more chill, but we're going to be doing this every month. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to do for December for our holiday kind of thing.
We'll have to keep you all posted about that.
We will keep you all posted about that. I hope everyone had a lot of fun. I will put up live stream not found. I will put up the code. The Discord invite with around 10 spaces or something like that up here as a comment on this video. And if you want to, and you aren't, you can also just get in touch with us, and I will also send that code along.
Just answer a few. Talk about some of these comments before we go. MC says, Titus, you are a great DM for being able to facilitate those two rascals. That's that's what we are.
I know what it, and like I can be a pretty bad player too. I like being the rascal.
Vin
myself.
Diesel?
I think that's
kidding
the
me?
dynamic of the players just make it hard for the GM.
We constantly throwing things at the DM.
Yeah, just for chaos and fun. To those moments to the to be. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Those moments end up being, I think, some of my favorites, though. Yeah. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thanks, Sets.
Yeah,
we will.
I tell myself that every time I go off the rails.
Me
People
too.
like this.
You know. Yeah.
Thanks for the stream and awesome podcast, says CC. You're absolutely welcome.
Oh, thank you.
The Christmas adventures starring DP and Barb. Yeah, that would be fun.
We'll see.
Nolan Williams says, okay.
See you guys. Thanks for going to sleep now, Andre. Andre, thanks so much for being an amazing mod in our wonderful community.
Yeah.
You know, everyone thank Andre when they get the chance. He's great.
It's great.
Okay, great. So that's it for us, everybody. Thanks again so much for all your support and for stopping by and talking with us.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun. It was great.
We'll see you in the next one, and we'll see you on the Discord. Wait, what our thing is? Trans rights are human rights, and Black Lives Matter.